Hey guys, Attorney Walter Hnot. Wow, do I seem super dark? Hold on, let me just go ahead and fix that a little bit. Hold on, let me just fiddle a little bit. Let me just that's on there. That is not gonna move. Hold on, there we go. Boom. How's that? No, still looks terrible. I'm in New Jersey, so my lights super perfect. Is that? That's not much better. Why is that so epic bad? All right, well, I guess that's not working either. Huh. There we go. All right. It is what it is. All right, so let's get right to the video. I realize the camera isn't perfect. This is the first video of me being in New Jersey, so I'm still getting it set up. We're going to get it better for the next video. Here's the bottom line. I started to think about the plan. The plan essentially for what President Biden was likely to do pertaining to Social Security benefit boosts. That's your supplemental security income, your Social Security disability insurance, that's your retirement benefits, all that stuff. So the big program stuff. Now, he talked about and he pushed before becoming president that he was going to boost those benefits, get you to a bare minimum, get you to a baseline, right? And then increase the benefits, in different ways, reduce restrictions, all that stuff. Now, here's an interesting thing that I started to realize because we have officially timed out. Realistically from when he could pass a Social Security boost for these midterm elections. So here's the deal. We now know that the final mega bill Biden will pass to hyperfund government agencies to tax and audit Americans, create a greater earth by restricting mostly American companies' production capabilities, with the benefit of tax benefits for people who can convert their house to green tech, the people who can afford Teslas. It does lower the cost of prescription drugs, which is this new bill he's going to go ahead and push through. It's already through the Senate for the most part. So basically, Biden plans for Americans and American companies to pay for the recession that we're in. Okay, that's his plan. Basically, Americans and American companies are going to pay for the recession. Now, that to me is an epic fail for the left. And here's why. I believe the left was brought in to go ahead and do one job, which was to try and have a higher standard of living for Americans across the board, specifically the middle income, the impoverished, the homeless. But the bottom line is obviously the new plan, the new system is not likely going to do that. The new bill that Trump has, it's going to hyper tax these corporations in a new way, which is going to trickle down. And let me tell you about trickle down. Trickle down, when you give rich people money, sometimes works, usually doesn't, but sometimes it works. But trickle down, when you take away money, it always works to the benefit of anybody but you. So when you charge a corporation more to be in business, you end up getting charged more as a result of that, which sucks. And that's just the crappy version of trickle down. So with that said, this new thing is going to do a lot of things that are negative for the American people and corporations. So expect audits, expect product prices to increase, expect lower wages in corporations, and expect inflation to still rise, because making Americans poor again like 2008 seems to be the future we will be going into 2023 and 2024. Now, why is this important? Okay, so the bottom line is this. Biden no longer has enough time to pass Social Security reforms for benefit boosts for the retired, disabled, and auxiliary benefits. This means, and I've got to hand it to him, he's playing political financial chess extremely well. Whoever is advising him on this, particular timeline is frankly brilliant. Okay, so let's play this out. Corporations get taxed more, and it's like the dollar store, where minimum wage goes up, products are more expensive to stock, and the dollar store now is $3 for what was once $1. The standard of living decreases across the board, even as the big corporations, even for those who are wealthy, they start to become even less wealthy, and they start to lose more money, and it affects everybody. So what's smart about this is that it kind of screws over everybody by sucking money out of those who have it on the big league level. Then you fund the IRS. Now, the IRS can't really beat the millionaires and billionaires, right? Because they have their taxes, their accountants and their lawyers, etc. So the lower, the middle, and the middle upper class are going to get audited like never before. So all those people who have nice stuff but only make $50K a year in the books will have their emails, texts, and family members tapped for info as part of a heavily funded Internal Revenue Service power grab. Okay. So not a great situation. So people are going to be poor. The people who had the under the table stuff, basically, they work in a job, they didn't have to pay taxes, whatever, they're going to get hit, especially. All right. Now, with all this said, the people who make the big bucks, they're going to be poor through the new corporate taxes that are coming out. Everyone else is going to be poor because the companies will have less, so you will get less. It makes us desperate and fearful as a result. All of us except that really top 1% of individuals. Now, this is brilliant on Biden's part because if people are more desperate, then if he loses the Senate in the midterms, then it will be all the Republicans' fault when something like a fourth stimulus never passes, or a Social Security benefit increase or boost, which is worth more than a fourth stimulus. Now, here's the best part. Social Security recipients are 70 plus million strong as a voter bloc. Biden can't win a re-election in 2024 without basically having that voter bloc. And his ratings right now are some of the lowest in the history of presidents in general. So he's likely holding all the Social Security recipients in his back pocket for October 2023, when the Republicans will either allow for a Social Security boost or not. If the Republicans don't vote through the Social Security boost, then Trump will take a massive hit towards his approval ratings from the 70 plus million voters. If the Republicans approve the boost, Biden as president will take credit for it and get a massive 70 plus million boost from the Social Security recipients who are in a state of sadness, anxiety, and starvation from this recent inflation bill. Obviously, there will be some people who are going to vote for whoever they're going to vote for, no matter what happens with this. But the bottom line is there's going to be a lot of swing individuals who are pushing one way or the other way. So Biden's kind of set himself up in a very strong situation here. Now, Biden's planning team on Social Security benefits have frankly placed President Biden in a win-win situation. About this, if Biden loses the Senate to Republican control, he becomes a lame duck president for 2 years. The one group that wasn't budgeted for in 2022 and 2023 were Social Security benefit increases, but rather only Social Security Agency Administration increases. So the SSA got a boost. This means that President Biden planned all to keep the Social Security benefit boost options significantly in that fourth as his winning hand for the re-election year, right? So 2023 going into 2024. Okay, now remember how I read for you guys the things Biden wanted to do to change before he became president for the Social Security recipients, your SSIs, your SSDIs, your retirement people. Okay, so here's the deal. This was a brilliant chess game of a move for him to do. A lame duck president who can't pass bills with the House and the Senate at odds means he can blame the Republicans for everything. And when the Republicans basically, come forward, and let's assume there's going to be another inflation for, at least 12 months, could be less, could be more, but it's around the same kind of gig. The same result will occur. People become this desperate, absolutely needing some sort of funding. And if the Republicans come through and say, no, we're not going to go ahead and fund this Social Security boost, right? Then it makes the Republicans and Donald Trump specifically look like they're evil, look like they don't care about the people, look like they don't want to basically help those who are on a fixed income or a very fragile class of individuals. So what will happen? So Trump will be forced to create his own bill, which won't be for as much as Biden's. The Democrats always come out with a much larger bill with a much larger percentage of money to be spent, which means when people are desperate, even the middle rights will be leaning middle potential left as a Social Security recipient. Now, it's brilliant, frankly, because the recent American immigrants will surpass the SSA recipients if Biden gets reelected by the end of his second term. And he won't even need the SSI or the SSA recipients to vote Democrats in at that point, because they vote farm so many people from outside of this nation, mostly from, of course, South America and the nations within it. So now what this means, it basically sucks money internally instead of making deals to bring money externally, which is not a good thing with this bill that he just is about to pass. So what he's done is he's basically brought in a lot of immigrants that charges the American people a significant amount of money to go ahead and continue to exist in this country. And it's not direct money, but it's like auxiliary taxation. He's going to tax these corporations which will affect you. He's going to give a lot of money to the IRS to audit people, which is going to affect you. So people are going to have this lower standard of living as a result of it, which makes them more desperate, which is, it's a smooth move for him. It doesn't help Americans. It hurts Americans, but it's a smooth move for him. Now think about this. If Biden passed a Social Security boost, Senator problems or not, would you vote for him in 2024, or would you have leaned left in 2022 midterms? If he used his nitro booster for votes too early, which is the Social Security boost bill, right, then he wouldn't beat Trump, the Vin Diesel of politics in 2024. That's what Trump, like the Vin Diesel racing his car, right? What will Biden do? The real question is, how will Trump respond? So we know that Biden's going to bring out mid-2023 the Social Security boost. What will Trump do? And that's my question to you guys. What do you think Trump will do in that nation to respond to such a heavy threat from President Biden about that situation? Okay. Let me know your thoughts on that. Please remember to like, subscribe, and leave 5-star reviews. But there's a couple of things I want to say real quick about, what's going on essentially with this upcoming bill. But the summary of it is relatively simple. When you look at this, normally when a household, if you think of like America as a household, you traditionally would not allow that household to try and make money by sending that household's kids out to mow the lawn and then paying the kids to do it, right? That's not how you make money. But that's kind of what this bill is. The bill is spending money to make money off of Americans. Now, there's a lot of ways that the US government, the federal government, can make money without taking more from Americans. And so the problem with this bill is that it doesn't actually go forward and find a way to raise money from outside of those who are already Americans. And so from my perspective, the bill is struggling. I think there's a big problem with it. And I don't think that this is essentially going to be successful in fixing inflation. In fact, I think it's actually going to hurt inflation more in the long term, because even though they're going to make people more desperate and not have as much money, and then the products in the United States will increase in value desperation, I think realistically, what's the governments, just the Chinese, the Russian government, the reserve currency options, the money that other countries use to spend and trade with. I think that no matter what happens with that, we're going to end up in worse inflation than we've ever seen. These numbers of 10%, 11% are going to seem small compared to what we're going to be seeing in the future. So that's just something that I think is really, really important. Now, with that said, another note I just want to make real quick. I am in New Jersey. That's why the lighting isn't right. I'll work it out for the next video. I want to point out one thing. Sometimes people will respond in the comments and aggressively say, okay, well, this is how Social Security benefits work, blah, 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 blah. And then I correct them and fix what they said if there's something wrong in it. And then they immediately delete their question. If you could leave your question up, I think it's important, because remember, this is a learning channel. The whole point of it is people get to learn from it to go ahead and continue forward, basically their journey of life to get Social Security benefits, whether it's retirement, disabled child benefits, SSI, SSDI, whatever it is. So if you could keep your comment up there. When I respond to it and fix something you said, it's not me trying to attack you. It's me purely going ahead and just trying to make sure that they have the correct information. I understand, pretty much every time I correct somebody, they immediately go and erase their comment. That's fine. But if you could leave it up, I would appreciate it, because it basically puts people in a better position to continue to learn. Other than that, I'll catch you a little bit later. I have 2 more videos coming up. Have an absolutely wonderful day. But, what I'm seeing when it comes to politics is that the future of this is Social Security recipients are going to de facto have to wait for Biden to promote a Social Security bill to boost it in 2023 going into 2024. It is my opinion very strongly at point that Biden is unlikely to present anything like that until it makes the most political benefit for him. And as a result of that, we realistically will probably not even see it pass, because if the Senate and the House go Republican, then basically at that point, or even the Senate, Biden won't be able to get anything through, and it will just become a blame game. So anyways, guys, I'll catch you a little bit later. Have an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see you at the next video. Have fun. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.